The unexpected appearance of the Paradoxicon on the fringes of the Ram Formation, Ramsgate's local island neighbourhood, has led directly to a pair of major scientific discoveries. Fractures in the very fabric of reality radiating out from the island, and the emergence of a bizarre alien behemoth that appears to feed upon the time stream itself like a sky whale drifting through the charged thundercloud. Arcandrew, who claims to have seen the creature once, a very, very long time ago, says it's called the Chronovore. Possessing an elegant, stunning and beautiful shape, somewhere between a cloud manta and a jellicoi, it can form gaps in reality that allow it to easily traverse the dimensions and timelines. These gaps do not seal up on their own, leading some behemoths to fall into different time periods or become trapped in a time stream until they do. This is no problem for the Chronovore. When the Paradoxicon's central control column, all that remains of the once massive control centre according to Arcandrew, is activated, the Chronovore cannot resist the call. It manifests in the real world, upon the radiant island cluster called the Paradox Breaks, just one singular instance of the entire Chronovore's lived timeline. Every Chronovore that slips from the infinite radiance, in fact, is the same Chronovore, but once slain, that exact Chronovore, from that exact point in time, cannot ever manifest again. Priani reports that initial readings show that while the Chronovore is essentially a radiant feeder like the Rezikiri and Valamir, it seems to have evolved to survive almost entirely on a temporal frequency of radiant, i.e. time. And her colleague Arcandrew believes that the Chronovore was drawn to the Paradox Breaks by the time machinery within the long-abandoned Paradoxicon. Capable of moving through space itself, like water, and able to manipulate time and use it as a razor-edged weapon, the Chronovore represents both a fascinating and unique scientific discovery, only the second known behemoth after the Thrax believed to have evolved outside our visible dimension, with little to no human interference. As it swims upstream and downstream through the timeline, it continues to feed on and drain that energy. When time is consumed, forward progress stops. The effect is not unlike the defensive powers of the typical radiant behemoth, resembling refracting crystals, but actually pieces of reality frozen in time. Meanwhile, Arcandrew fears this behaviour could lead to a temporal disaster, a world-ending event that would finally finish what the upheaval started, and has charged Ramsgate's slayers with doing all they can to contain the Chronovore and the time-lost behemoths it's dragged into our present. Will the next Chronovore to imperil the Paradox Breaks, and the entire Shattered Isles, be the last? It seems highly unlikely, but when one battles the Chronovore, victory should be considered the exception, never the rule.